What's up guys, Nez Reacts here, and today we are going to be doing the first ever Nez Rewind. What this is that I'm going to be looking through some old matches and shows, and we're going to go back to see if they were great or not, and we'll go through it fully. And the first one we're doing, because I found the DVD, is the TNA Slammiversary 2012. Now, at the time, I was a huge TNA guy. Like, I was watching a lot of WWE, but TNA was like popping at the time. And this show was one of my favorite pay-per-views ever. Now, this came out in 2012, and you know, my taste for wrestling has grown, obviously. I'm fucking 24 years old now. So we're gonna go back to see if it lives up to what I remember it being. I found a couple more of these DVDs that I bought and didn't know I had, or forgot about it. And we're gonna go through those as well if you guys enjoy this video. Now, there's one thing that I didn't realize is that this was a 2-disc set, and I just opened it up. So what this means is that I'm gonna have to search through the internet and find it somewhere to watch the first disc, and then I get to play the second disc. So hopefully I get it done. I'll be very upset if I can't do this video, all because I didn't realize I didn't have the first disc. I have no clue where it is. I really don't. So yeah, hopefully I find it and then we'll do a whole review on it. Wish me luck. Cue the intro. I fucking can't believe it. We first start the show with them doing a collab of all 10 years of Slammiversary. Then Hulk Hogan comes out and welcomes everybody to Slammiversary and all this crap. Personally, I didn't really care. I think Hulk Hogan's a douchebag, so honestly, I really couldn't care less about this segment. But let's just get right into the match. We start off with the X Division Championship match between Austin Aries and Samoa Joe. And what a banger to start the show off. I think, honestly, these two are one of the most talented wrestlers in that company at the time. And it sucks that Austin Aries became a dickhead, but Samoa Joe just showed how great he was, and that brainbuster at the end for Austin Aries to retain was fantastic. And then we had Kid Cash versus Hernandez, and honestly, I really didn't care for this match. Rewatching it, I was like, I mean, this was a decent match. Only like 7 minutes long. It was nothing terrible, and Hernandez wins. Nothing crazy. We can just move on. It wasn't nothing that I cared for. Then we had the triple threat for the #1 contender for the world title. Jeff Hardy, Mr. Anderson, and RVD. I loved every single one of these guys, man. At the time, this was peak level RVD, Mr. Anderson, and Jeff Hardy. These guys all together, it was definitely going to be a classic banger. And that's exactly what it was. I was rooting for Jeff to win when I first watched this, and it looked like he was. He dominated most of the match until Mr. Anderson snuck up, and he would wind up winning the match by taking out RVD. 1, 2, 3, and Mr. Anderson is the #1 contender for the world title. Still a banger of a match. I would definitely say this was a 9 out of 10. Then Crimson had his open challenge, and I'm gonna be honest, this is another throwaway I could care less for. I mean, it was just a way to have Crimson had a match and to get James Storm on the card, because you couldn't have a TNA pay-per-view without James Storm. So it was pretty simple, just like a 5-minute match. Nothing insane happened. Crimson didn't get a lot of offense in. It was just James Storm winning. It was nothing crazy. James Storm wins at Slammiversary, and that's honestly all that matters for this segment. Next segment we had was Sting being inducted into the TNA Hall of Fame. I think this was a great thing to do, especially that he has a main event match coming on later in the show. I think it was dope to see him get inducted to the Hall of Fame, especially having the TNA roster and the refs come out to celebrate. Great. Next match was Brooke versus Gail Kim for the Women's Knockout Championship. And I'm gonna be honest with you guys, this match was actually pretty good. I enjoyed it. Gail Kim, without a doubt, is one of the best TNA Women's Knockouts champions of all time. We all know that. She's a fantastic wrestler. And her and Brooke did an excellent job giving the fans interested, especially since it's the only women's match in the card. So I think legit it was solid. Brooke got a lot of offense in. Gail Kim most likely was going to win this match because she's Gail Kim. And it looked like she was unstoppable. Nobody was going to defeat her because Gail Kim was basically running the division. She was kind of like Roman Reigns at that point. She was unstoppable. So I thought it was best bet she was going to win. But then Brooke hit the most dangerous move in all of pro wrestling, the surprise roll up for the 1, 2, 3, and Brooke left Slammiversary as the new Women's Knockout Champion. Great job. I think this was fantastic. Then we have Bully Ray versus Joseph Park, aka Abyss. This was basically just a match for Bully Ray to try to get Joseph back to being the Abyss, but he wouldn't do it. So Bully was trying to get it out of him and literally bully him, which is funny. And this match was pretty just him just being a nuisance like Bully Ray has always been. And then Abyss showed up, choke slammed him through a table, then Joseph came back and won the match. It wasn't nothing crazy. Then unfortunately we had Hulk Hogan come back out, but honestly, when he came out and showed the return of Christian Cage, Father of the Year, I totally forgot this happened. Like, that's crazy. When he came out, I was like, holy shit, I definitely forgot that this happened. But basically, he was just there to celebrate the 10 years and show that he was back. Then we had the tag team match between Kazarian, Christopher Daniels, and Kurt Angle and AJ Styles. This was amazing. AJ was put through trial from Kazarian and Christopher Daniels because they were leaking pictures of him having a affair with Dixie Carter. A bit weird of a storyline, but it's whatever. Kurt Angle came and got involved because Christopher Daniels and Kazarian kind of ruined his match with AJ. So then we had the tag team championship match, and my God, when I tell you, when I rewatched this, I was like, still to this day, this is one of the best tag team matches I've ever watched. I never thought I would ever see AJ and Kurt Angle actually be a good tag team, but my God, both of these teams were fantastic. Near fall after near fall. It felt like, honestly, Kazarian and Christopher Daniels was going to retain. It was just a wild events after wild events. Everything was so close, scary injuries, but AJ and Kurt Angle just was fantastic together as a tag team. You would think they were together for so long. But to end the match, Kurt hit the ankle lock onto Kazarian. He tried to hold on, but then wind up tapping, and AJ Styles and Kurt Angle are the new tag team champions. It was main event time as Sting took on Bobby Roode, and I gotta tell you, still to this day, Bobby Roode was one of the best heels in the business at this time. He was fantastic, especially in TNA. This was a big fight feel, especially with Sting getting inducted to the Hall of Fame the same night. It would have been crazy for him to win the world title, and I still love that championship design, one of my favorites. But it really looked like Sting was going to win. He just absolutely killing Bobby Roode on offense. Nothing he can do until he finally hit a cheap shot on Sting. Then it looked like it was all Bobby Roode from then and there. But once again, Sting came back, Scorpion Deathlock. Nowhere for Bobby to go until he finally reached the ropes. Then Sting got really pissed off, hit another Scorpion Deathlock, but on top of the table. As Sting was about to get counted out, Bobby Roode pulled out the beers and cracked Sting in the head for the 1, 2, 3, and that's how we would end Slammiversary. As so we thought, until Sting got back up and absolutely beat the shit out of Bobby Roode. It was wild. He just kept going on and on, taking that man out because he was pissed. And to finish Bobby off, he hits him with a Scorpion Death Drop through a table. Then Sting got up, and that was the final scene for Slammiversary 2012. In all honesty, I'm not a big fan of matches and shows ending like this, but it made sense. This was Sting's Hall of Fame night. Might as well have him end up on top without him winning the world title. So I was okay with it. So that was Slammiversary 2012. What did you guys think about the show when you guys first saw it? Let me know in the comment section below. Once again, this has been Nez Reacts, and I'll see you in my next video. Love you guys.